And so you venture forth unto the unknown. A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux.
We're so fucking ready, Chad.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment, every step.
This track's gonna destroy me, dude.
And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Maybe we don't belong here. But neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold.
That blue will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Walk free.
Look at these dungeons, dude.
For others to follow.
There's Anima.
Let me relieve you of your burden. You've suffered enough.
I'm so fucking ready.
The sky burns.
I'm so ready.
Are truly upon us.
Bereft of hope, and now dignity. 'Twas a grand, glorious dream we shared.
I won't lose them. Not a one.
But are we truly so powerless that our only choice is to flee?
We've come too far to back down now. Wheresoever there is suffering,
What the hell is that place? I want to know.
You appear to fulfill your duty as defender of this star.
Oh, warriors of light. Are you prepared?
To me to the end.
There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had. It will be ours again. A world free of sorrow.
Let the curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
We're here. We're here, chat.
To have you at my side, it means more to me than you know. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today.
Here we go!
After all, tomorrow is never promised.
Here we go! Here we go! We're at game! Let's go! We got shit to do! The next ship to sail! Blood gauge unlocked. What's this? Something new? No, what the fuck's this shit? I know that blood gauge is unlocked. Are you kidding me? I know about that. Or is my, is everything being covered up properly? Make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see the buffs. Oh, he's got Sage. That's Sage already. Oh my god, there's so many fucking people here already. Holy shit. Here we go, next ship to sail. It is time! Let's go. It is time. It is time. It is time. Time to put the word W in my party. Off and old, it is time. The next ship to sail. Horse chestnut weapon coffer, really. Off and old is feeling the need to take stock. Suka, do you have time to talk? Yeah. I would like to gather everyone in the Dawn's Respite and together assess the situation we found ourselves. It's time for Endwalker, chat. Let's take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearance of the ominous towers in multiple locations throughout the world. We've since learned that the structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Telophoroi. The Telophoroi stated purpose is to recreate the final days of aeons past, an apocalyptic event that will result in destruction of all we hold dear. Already these towers have been the cause of untold suffering. Countless innocents kidnapped and imprisoned, their faith perverted for primal summonings. Unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive aura surrounding the spires, we can't even get close enough to rescue anyone. Those shielded with the blessing of light to be able to resist being tempered at least. But after what happened to Armvald and Fordola, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed. Yet while these threats close to home are of paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald. As you know, the Telophoroi are under the leadership of Fan Daniel and one other delightful fellow, the Xenos Yegalvis, a crown prince and our dear friend. To date, he's reclaimed his old body, murdered Emperor Varus, and plunged Garlemald into a deeper pit of chaos. The cattle has probably seen the worst of it. For a good while there, it saw the bloodiest fighting in the War of Succession, but has since changed and in troubling ways. During your reconnaissance, the air was not once rent by the barking of cannons or the cries of discord. 'Twas the eerie fog of silence which did blanket that ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered, and with nary a word spoken as they did labor to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. If they were indeed made thralls, it's safe to assume that these events, too, were orchestrated by the Telophoroi. An army of primals is bad enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear it is only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quickly, before our allies are overwhelmed. We'll find a way in Charlian, I'm sure of it. Thank you, Graha. Master Fortunat's comments regarding the penalties were curious to say the least. The forum knows more than it's letting on. Sorry to interrupt. Hello, Tataru. We just received word from Mistress Kryl. She says arrangements for your visit have been finalized. We head to Limsa Lamensa on board the next ship bound for Sharlayan. And on arrival, present yourself as associates of the students of Baldician. Come to assist with the Order's restoration. Good stuff. Ear twitchies! Ear twitchies on Graha. The arrangements may have been settled. What are your thoughts? They must have raced through at the prospect of returning to home after so long. I'm eager to see it, of course. Of course. We shall set off at once. Alright, let's boogie. And I'll accompany you to the docks. And at least one person here to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey. Aw, Tataru. Always a little sweetheart. Always a little sweetheart, that one. Excuse me, goddamn. Next ship to sail. Did they change the map too? I feel like they changed it. The Lower Lamensa. How many people are gonna be here? Approximately 1 billion? Approximately 1 billion, I'm assuming. Considering how long it's taken to get us in here. Looking rather empty, actually. Actually, no, there's plenty of people here. We're still in business casual, but I promise you, the second we get some new armor that no one's seen before, we're wearing that instead. And if that's the case, surely we're better at removing glamour plates entirely, right? Yeah. Glamours are dispelled. Oh my god, there's so many people! Ah, there's so many people! Oh my god, how the fuck are we supposed to click on Alphenol? Holy shit, I can't even click on anyone. Oh, hang on. Tataru! Oh my god, Tataru, you're being smothered, sweetheart! There's a Lalafell in the mosh pit. Get him out of there. Everybody's here. Yes, everybody is here, which is good because we've already paid your passage and the fee is non-refundable. The ship for Sharlayan should be pulling into port soon, so please follow me and have your luggage close at hand. Let's go. Let's go. Very, very busy. I recognize you from the Rogue storyline.
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule, or so I'm told.
Oh.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
Probably not gonna be a very smooth ending.
It's funny.
I don't want to say goodbye to these characters.
Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one.
Yeah. So did we, actually.
And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Yeah. Funny.
Aye.
'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief. Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louisoix of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
You rapscallion.
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Yeah. God damn.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian?
Yeah, it will be.
Sir Estinian?
Or are you not coming with us?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
Yeah, just Justinian, boyo.
I merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
Oh, come on. Just call him Estinian, you dingus.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company.
Yeah. Estinian's like, yo, I'm a bro now. I'm in the clubhouse. You don't have to be like that.
Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphino.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Yeah.
Better.
He's really part of the clubhouse. Hell yeah. Oh, Tataru, don't cry.
Are you all right, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Oh.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland.
Aw, Tataru.
It's just, we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hellbent on destroying the world.
Oh.
And once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
Oh, don't do that, Tataru. I can't promise that. No sense worrying about things we're powerless to change.
Well, that's hardly comforting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't promise everyone's gonna come back okay, Tataru.
Ah, good. You're still here.
Hey, Ori Boulder.
Hori! Kultine! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower.
Oh, please be careful, you two.
Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return.
You guys have been here since the Realm Reborn. Don't fucking die on me.
We will too, of course. Aye. We, your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn, will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
Godspeed, good sir.
We're set to sail. All aboard for Charlian.
Alright, here we go.
It's time.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Hug the small, you dingus. For Tataru.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
We'll be as safe as we can. We'll be as safe as we can. I promise you, Tataru.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown. A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux. In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment. every step of your descent. And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Title drop. Title drop. Not quite. From Limsa. Over to here. Bound for Charlian. Oh boy. Here we go. Oh, don't start with that shit. Don't start with that. Holy.
Here. Feel. Think.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser.
Oh, isn't this funny?
Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly. No
Oh,
doubt.
this is exactly the same as the Realm Reborn. With everybody busy. The twins sleeping at the left. Me having a conversation with somebody.
Called out to you, you say?
Yeah, Heidelin.
I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
Thank you, Graha. You're an absolute G. I love Graha here. He's my boy. You watch over the twins. Soaring crescendo. Oh, hello, Lady of Light. I'm wondering if it is Azim. It has to be, right? The person who summoned Heidelin in the first place, that projected her consciousness onto her. It has to be her. There's no way it's not.
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think.
Heidelin?
And thus do we meet face
Oh,
to face
whoa!
at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
It's actually Heidelin! Oh. I mean, I always thought, yeah, but we didn't know if it was going to be, you know, the person who initially first called Heidelin into being. Because Heidelin is a primal, an ancient primal of the first iteration of the 12 shards. What the fuck do I say to Heidelin? Jesus Christ. Well, you're a primal, but that was not. She's never said that she was not a primal. So why now, Heidelin? Why appear to us now after so long? Why now?
After your sojourn in the First, I believe you have your answer.
Yeah, you're primal. And we know that now. I guess you're here to explain yourself, huh?
You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Hydaelyn has always been, a primal.
Okay, but you need to explain yourself.
Zodiark was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him.
I'm having a thought. Zodiac was created to restore the apocalypse. Are we gonna have to unleash Zodiac to protect us from the apocalypse if Zodiac has been like sealed away? Will we have to literally force a rejoining in order to save the world instead? I have no clue.
7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered.
Oh, maybe not. I'm just smoking crack. It's fine. 7 times they've failed. Right now we're in equilibrium. We cannot allow the source to fall.
The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield.
Hydaelyn's been weakened to the point where she can't bring us into the twixt between worlds. So Hydaelyn has to physically manifest herself in the physical realm of the source in order to speak with us. That's why Hydaelyn hasn't been able to speak to us at all. It's not that she doesn't want to, she's been incapable of doing so.
Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine.
You want to say that in a way that I can understand? A conjunction has begun to form, intertwining your time and mine. There's a convergence. Everything's leading up to this point.
Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms. Monumental. Which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time. Another age.
What's the promise?
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Sharlayan's just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land. We shall meet again. And soon.
Holy crap. The promise. Love the background music? Yeah. It's the piano version of the 7th Umbral Calamity. For a Realm Reborn cruise. It was amazing, yeah.
What a fine morning. Still a bit stiff though.
Are we gonna keep this to ourselves?
And a good morning to you too. Taking a look at the island already?
Or is this gonna keep we're just
Then
gonna keep
let's
it to
go.
ourselves?
Let's go! Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
I suppose the only person we can really talk about this is Kryl, because she's the only one else that has the echo.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen.
There's something about this opening sequence.
There she is. Good old Sharlayan.
Oh, I see it.
There's something about this opening sequence that feels so painted with a paintbrush, like master stroked.
Home at last. Well, maybe not in Father's eyes, but we'll manage on our own, if we must.
Yeah.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Yeah, you got your fucking clubhouse of boys.
Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Estinian said. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
We're all close friends. Be with ya.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Yeah, we got ya.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper.
Mm-hmm. Expect Sharlayan to be mobbed, and I'm looking forward to it.
There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
Mm-hmm. The music's playing. Is it title drop time? Oh yeah, it's totally the time for title drop. Yes! Endwalker! Let's go. Let's fucking go. We made it, chat. We made it in time.
Sharlayan, the solitary island nation of the northern seas.
Mm-hmm.
Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands.
Yeah, I remember that place.
How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil.
Yeah, they bailed on us, fam.
So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
This place is gorgeous. Old Sharlayan, the northern empty.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next then? Entry applications?
Yeah, you're telling me.
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Oh, they absolutely will, because it's Sharlayan.
Hasn't Sharlayan all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
Yeah, very true.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Sharlayan only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries.
Mm-hmm. It being Switzerland.
But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders.
Yeah.
Especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge.
Absolutely true. They have to remain open to a lot of things. Otherwise, they're not going to gain any big field of knowledge at all.
If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
True. You studied here.
May.
Yeah, May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed.
Mm-hmm.
The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Sharlayan's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions.
Yeah, we're probably not allowed here, if that's the case.
Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian. And our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration.
Mm-hmm. We're undercover.
Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Yeah, because you studied here, my G.
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Shall we?
Yeah.
Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archaeon.
Yeah.
I am. Grahatir of the Students of Baldessian at your service.
Yeah.
I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Oh yeah. Well spoken. Oh.
Very good. I have paperwork
oof.
detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today.
Good, good, good. Didn't like that face you pulled there, but goddamn.
And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Oh really? You telling me that everyone else who's not an Archon is not allowed here? Are Alphinaud and Alize gonna be refused entry? Oh shit, I think they're setting that up.
Ishtola rule.
I think they're gonna deny me, Astinian, and the twins entry.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with a citizen registry kept in the main repository.
We got a magical record of everyone that comes into this place? Are we scanning people?
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home.
That.
Now, who do we have here?
Good question. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Alphinaud Leveilleur.
And Alize Leveilleur.
They may be denied. Are they gonna be denied entry by their dad?
Your applications have also been approved. Having said that,
Oh, Nani?
the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
They're like saying, don't cause trouble in the city. Knowing these two and how much they like to meddle, that's gonna be impossible.
We shall keep that in mind.
He didn't say no.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
What up?
Name and occupation?
Adventurer, Suikasea. Adventurer by trade.
An adventurer. Well, I suppose that is considered a valid calling in your native Eorzea. And it does indeed match the profile provided. You may enter.
Not calling us champion of Eorzea, that gives us away.
And you, sir?
Estinian Varlino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Varlino, not Wormblood. Really? Wormblood must be like his title or nickname. Formerly of the Order of the Knights of Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formerly, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
Adventurer. Say adventurer, you dork. Say adventurer, you're my partner. Oh, Kryl.
If you'll allow me.
Hello, Kryl. She sprinted all the way here on her little Lalafell legs.
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it.
Yes.
But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
God, these people have like a stick up their arse. Holy shit.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Smiling, but daggers behind the backs. Yeah, suck it. Ooh, Stydian, you almost got us flagged already. You could have just said you're an adventurer along with me.
Kryl, it is good to see you.
Yeah, it's good seeing you, Kryl.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you all seem none the worse for wear.
Yeah.
There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we?
Absolutely. There's such a level of care in every interaction so far.
Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
Thank you.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Well, I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
There's such a level and care with the characters. All right, we're here. Welcome to Sharlayan. Oh my God, there's so many fucking people. Oh my God. This place looks ridiculous. Oh, there's a quest over there. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, gobbos. Some gobbos are here. Gonna click on you. Hey, Kryl, you're currently being mobbed by like 12 billion people. I'm glad that I spotted your ship coming off into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. And any details, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back. Horse chestnut weapon coffer. Oh, I forgot we have got all this junk in my inventory too. High Durium Guillotine. What the hell does that look like? Is that better than what I've got? It is. Oh, hello. Holy crap. Kryl sweeps the scions with a speculative look. The exotic greatsword is immediately outranked. Immediately outranked by the first weapon that we get. Holy crap. I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. But this is... Oh, now I know why Toby Fox was trending on Twitter. I was like, holy shit. This is just Home by Undertale. It's exactly the fucking same. Holy shit. Okay, now I understand. I was like, why is it trending? Oh my, this is why. Okay. This is Sugan Estenia's first time in Charlie, and as for the rest of you, Homecoming was long overdue. You must have places you want to visit and people you're dying to see. Therefore, I suppose we postpone our agenda so you all may have sufficient time to recover for your journey and get your bearings of the city. Once you've settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldician Annex. How does that sound? It's a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome to the Levy-Liver estate as such, but I'd like to nose around that neighborhood all the same. I'm equally untethered, as it were. There's no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I will not pass the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise. A quick tour of our old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. The annex was west of the Aetherite Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there anon. Yes. We'll see you there. Sorry, I was not ready for the Undertale music. Holy crap. That is too uncanny. It's too uncanny for it not to be like a nod. It's exactly the same opening notes. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. The music just distracted me, knocked the wind out of my sails. Holy shit. I had two places I would not remiss seeing forthwith. By thy leave. That leaves with us. What are you, Estenian? My services as a guide are yours for the taking. Estenian just wants to get the job done. That won't be necessary. Until we reconvene, I will prefer to wander as the wind takes me. Off Estenian goes. But I could. Oh. Aww. Well, Raha, will you be joining? Would you like to join us then? You've been gone for quite a while, and this might be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Oh, of course, if you will have me. Yeah, he's not been here for like thousands of years. In his head, anyway. Come, Suga. Charlene awaits. The Undertale music. Holy crap. Alright, Graha. After you, my friend. I am more than content to just follow your lead. Graha is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Graha behind by entering a different area using the Aetherite, or by putting too much distance between you. You also speak with Graha and select the option to part ways. If you wish to have Graha to accompany you again, return to speak to him at the original location. While Graha is accompanying you, try speaking with Cryle. Cryle is in here. Okay. All's it? Let's be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, will be the Last Stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor. Cryle is now also accompanying you. Lead your two companions to the Last Stand and speak with Cryle at the location. When you're accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way, which offers different additional topics of discussion. Enter these glowing areas and speak with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Ooh, okay. Bonus conversations, right. Discuss the giant statue in the harbor. That's a sight to hold. That's a sight we can hardly forget. The giant statue of Thalak. As a student of Baldessian, I was usually quartered on the Isle of Val, but I would gaze upon Charlene's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city. Big statue? This path leading towards the sea is known as the Thalak Stoa. The Thalak Stoa, so named for the statue of the scholar which stands near its end. As you know, the Charlene people prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thalak was chosen as our patron deity, it was more of a matter of pragmatism than belief, an alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as to say Ishgardians. Several Ishgardians can and do worship the divinities of their choosing. Interesting. This place feels like a genuine city. Everyone's standing in this freaking corner. Alright, Crow. Here we are. We're at the last stand. As mentioned before, although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Charlene tends to regard seasoning with a certain indifference. As in, it's just sustenance, not for taste. How do I put this? The food is, it's bland. As encapsulated by our infamous Archaeon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary value first and taste a distant second. There's a pupil at the Studium, however, who could stomach the school's insipid meals no longer. So he quit his lessons and poured all of his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. It is, as the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost for fine dining in Charleon. The one and only bastion of culinary arts in an isle otherwise mediocre fare. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the most impressive items on the menu. Not that I've ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Are we at McDonald's? Do we have a McDonald's here? We're literally in the dorms McDonald's. Holy shit. Well, you were the typical Charlean when it came to cheap and convenient, Raha. Surely Tataru has taught you since how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We'll need to stop when time permits and sample the cafe's delights. For press on, the stairs to the side of the cafe will take us way up to the Aetheryte Plaza. Where is it? I want burger. Where is burger? Where is burger? I demand burger from Dickon. Give burger. Oh, I guess burger comes later, because everybody's here in a cutscene. Hey, you got in? Yeah, we got in. We just barely started. Holy crap. This place is nuts looking. It's so pretty. Excuse me? Excuse me? What the fuck? No, get back here. Why do you have dragon arms? Why do you have dragon wings? Excuse me, good sir. Good sir? Holy shit, get back here. Examine. How the hell do you have dragon wings? I'm not getting in. That's because I'm on the American server, Sims Mage. I'm not on the European server. We had strats. We had a character on the NA server, and we joined the NA server while everyone else was sleeping. Big brain. Big brain. All right. Either it looks different from how I remember it. Yeah, oh, does it? Hey, Kral. Unusual shape, is it not? I assure you. However, it's a perfectly functioning aetheryte. Remember to tune yourself before we move on. Now, with the diligent tour guide that I am, I shall mention that the Confluence, a research facility located on this very plaza, it's very much flaunted discoveries of the reasons Charlian stands as the forefront of teleportation technology. Now, I'm not getting on at all because it's 4 AM in the morning and I'm tired. Hey, no worries. No worries, man. Don't be grumpy with me, man. Don't get grumpy with me. Goddamn, dude. Because I don't know if you're in America or you're EU anymore. I lose track of all the chimps. Deciphering the underlying principles of Algan aetherites allow us to understand and construct essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Our path leads northeast of Agora, Charlian's largest marketplace. We have a tune to this, right? All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Where are we heading to next? The marketplace over here, huh? Oh my God. They put a market board literally right next to it. That actually might be even closer than Limsa Lominsa's is. At the very least, it's comparable. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I see. They also put all the stuff right here next to it too. We need to repair everything. Thank you. Go out. Welcome to the Agora. I'm not grumpy. I don't mean for it to. I don't mean it for it to be. No worries. It's fine. This is where you can find all the wares made in Charlian, as well as a wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes for various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place for you to stock up in your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? For a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one of that's particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetherite Plaza, follow the path north, then climb up the stairs to that imposing building at the very top. Full plate armory. Okay, what you got here? Hydrium sword. What does this look like? Oh, they're all looking the same sort of. Hydrium. And all they're selling is level 1 stuff, or level 1 stuff, but still. Oh, the Charlian fending outfit looks nice. Looking very nice. All right, back to the Aetherite Plaza. All the way up to the top. Archaeon's design. Tired from shiny hunting. Oh, you've been playing Pokemon. I get you. I get you, man. Thanks for swinging by, though. All right, you two. Discuss the water features. This is the Nymphium, an area dedicated to the blessing of water. For Sharlayans, water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the great flood that precipitated the birth of our nation, as well as a symbol of the knowledge which flows from Thalak's divine ewer. This is the reason you see an abundance of fountains throughout the city, and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our agriculture. Interesting. Right here. These little decorative features are typical of Sharlayan architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters of the Isle of Val were rather simple and rustic by comparison. Interesting. Do, 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 do. Oh, that's another aetheryte. Gimme. Gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. There we go. Holy crap, you stand here and you look out and you go, damn, this is a city. One of the biggest things I love about Final Fantasy is the fact that they make cities that genuinely look lived in. I refer to like MMO cities that have like a few fucking shacks as Pokemon cities. Like, you know how Pokemon, like Celadon City and Saffron City and everything else like that, it's compiles of basically just a few buildings. And that's it. It doesn't feel like it. Or like Pallet Down is literally 4 shacks. And it's like, oh, this is a town. And you're supposed to like make believe, oh, I know what this place looks like. Like, oh, this is supposed to be bigger and bigger. They can only do a few landmarks. But in like even in World of Warcraft, some of the cities will be just a big bunch of towers and stuff that don't feel like cities that feel lived in. But holy crap, the scale, the planning, everything, it just looks so lived in. I love shit like this. Care and attention to detail. All right, Krile, where is this place? The grand structure you see before you is the Rostra. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a form of elected representatives would deliver orations to debate policy. Although the stage has evolved into the council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. Apologies. From here, one can see the entire city spread below. The vista put me in mind of my arrival in the first. It was those had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Sharlayan. Bit by bit, those few buildings grew into town, a community, a Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the councillors will object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. The spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. Walk the stairs down to the east and continue straight ahead. Interesting. It's so meticulously laid out. Make sure V. Well, do you want V sync on or G sync on? We'll put it on for the moment. We'll keep it on for a moment if it looks poopy. Cities in Pokemon are more movie sets than real cities. That's very true. Very true, SimsMage. Yo, Krile, what up? Arrived at Journey's End. History tells us this was where those who put ashore Archaeon Nymphcrep first built their homes. In the present day, it serves as the residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Sharlayan families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends at House Levelure. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. That being said, we bring our little Sharlayan tour to a close, but hopefully it's proven to be an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now we should head directly into the Baldessian Annex. You remember the way, don't you, Raha? Let me think. We head down towards the harbor, cross the bridge to our right, and then follow the path towards the Aetheryte Plaza? The path below the Aetheryte Plaza. Correct. After you, Zuka. The biggest one is Alphinaud's fucking home. Holy shit. I can't believe his own dad fucking bailed on him. Holy shit. Wait, so this one's Alphinaud's house? This is Alphinaud's house? It's the biggest one, right? Yeah, it has to be. That has to be Alphinaud's house. And there's clearly people up there, so we're going in there one day. Clearly. Oh wow, I bet people are gonna be mobbing this place just for some photographs. Mark all the places that we can. And take our time exploring Sharlayan. They're at the journey's end. Yeah, that's the Levelure estate. Oh, is this a custom thing? More conversations? Yes, good. Discuss journey's end. Sharlayan is full of educational and research institutions, but there's still professors who prefer to establish their own private practices. None that have ever attended the exclusive schools they run here in these residences. Perhaps the twins could tell you more about them. Graha, you're floating off the ground, my G. Right, we cross this bridge here, as I recall. Stick to the path, and be careful not to end up back in the Aetheryte Plaza. Such a cool place. Such a cool place. We're not touching Twitter until we finish the main story quest. We are not even touching Twitter. I totally understand why Toby Fox was trending though. It's the biggest nod you could possibly imagine. Here's this guy. What the hell is this? How do you get your dragon wings? What the hell? Is a dragoon. There's probably something to do with that. Oh, this is a cutscene for sure. As the joyous look in Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldessian Annex. If you continue up this hill, you arrive on the doorstep of the phenomenon. But I think we've explored enough for today. We can take you there another time. Inside with you then. Good, good. I'm back, and I brought Suika and Raha with me. Oh, you're right about that ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Suika. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Ojika? Ojika Tsunojika? It has been an age. Allow me to introduce Ojika Tsunojika, the administration officer of the students of Baldessian. He oversees the day-to-day business of the annex. The champion of Eorzea has featured prominently in Kryle and Graha's reports to me. So this is akin to meeting a fabled hero come to life. It's an honor to meet your acquaintance. Hell yeah, some respect. This place is like a second home for students. The Isle of Val served its main headquarters, of course, but we often had the occasional visit to Sharlayan. whether to make use of the city's facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for members while we engaged in such activities. Ever since our former headquarters, along with the isle itself, vanished, the annex itself has served as the base of operations. And it feels so empty. With so many lost to us, the organization is a shell of its former self. I'll keep that in mind, Sims Wage. The day will come when the students will rise again. Don't get me wrong, Sims Mage. The second that I see somebody posting like first time chatter and it's just a wall of text, we're removing that. I'm not even reading it. I will just immediately just remove it. But first we must ensure that the Teluphari fail. Through that door on the left is the main hall. We can discuss our operations moving forward. Hell yeah. Once everyone arrives, that is. We'll probably have time to rest before our discussions begin in earnest. Door on the right. I've had private quarters prepared for you all in the Anderon, so please feel free to make yourselves at home. Ah, nap rooms. Perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed. Far more so than the cheap roadside inn. Some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. But simply, we were often so busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we'd slip into the Anderon just to steal a few winks. And that's begun to known as the students as nap rooms. Even as such, nap rooms might as well be until the next following morning. Just say the word, I'll be happy to show you to your chamber. Hell yeah. Hopefully those won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. Good. We're just gonna be replacing our gear as we go. Into the main hall? Hell yeah. That's a big map of Eorzea. What have we got in here? That's Dalamud. Or a shard of Dalamud falling. I don't know what the hell that is. That's a map of Orthard and Doma. With the two cities on the right side. That's good King Moggelmog. That's Garuda. I believe that's the Sky place? I don't know what that is actually. I've got no clue. That's just Eorzea. That's a bunch of runes and shit that I don't know. And that's a giga huge map of Eorzea. That's Charlene up there. Garlemald is completely surrounded by thunder and lightning and we can't get there. That's a sky whale. I don't know what all these X's are. Oh, those are birds. But I don't know how the hell what the other place is about. What's that bit above Garlemald? I think that's like a floating something or other. A floating island in the sky, and then there's like other stuff up there even further. Interesting to say the least. Right, let's see what Corral's got to say. Feeling refreshed and alert? Our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest we shall stay here and wait for them. Excuse me, goddamn. Look at Estenian off to the side, brooding and being cool. It's me boy, Oriange.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
Hey, no worries, fam. It's all good.
It's fine, Oriange. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we? Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal.
We beat up a skull and he tells us, or we steal some books.
The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum.
There's a conspiracy.
As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy.
Mm-hmm.
The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the
We got Tories in this? Damn it.
And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archaeon Louisois.
Mm-hmm.
Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous.
What?
Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Y'all telling me...
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
Are you telling me that the far right and the far left literally agreed to be like, nah, fuck Eorzea, dude. We're too busy. What are we studying? I don't know, some book shit, some nerd shit, I don't know. What on earth could he possibly be trying to study that is different from everything else? Do they think they can like activate like a stasis bomb and put take Sharlayan out of the equation entirely in like a separate pocket reality where they can research nothing forever?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it.
Yeah, why are Sharlayan being so like super standoffish?
As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian.
Oh?
Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth.
That would explain how they came in contact with the Echo.
Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Favner.
Favner.
Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal.
Yeah, they're all over the world.
In response to this threat, the satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
And of course, they don't know anything about this or like anti-tempering because we haven't shared that knowledge with other countries yet. The only people that know about it yet are the people of Orthard and Doma and us and Eorzea. So we're gonna have to bring an expert over there, i.e. Alze, to make sure people aren't gonna be tempered.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts.
Yeah.
It is possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
Oh? They might have some insight knowledge on how to deal with the towers?
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Oh, they wish to talk to me, I guess. Mental health? Yes, mental health is very important, and I am an advocate of mental health, Crisp. I'm an advocate of mental health, and I'm here to try and help people as best as I can and talk to people about that kind of shit, because that's important. If you're wondering why mental health is in one of the titles or the tags of the stream, is because I want to make sure that everyone is going through that, has a place to go to, and a place where they can feel comfortable talking about that shit. We don't shame mental health here. If you wish to know why that's there. As a tag for the
Assuming we
stream.
divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice.
Sure, we ain't doing any book shit over here.
But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnarian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
So we get a task force and send it over down to Thavnair, and the nerds can stay here.
Yes, it is quite the quandary.
We split our forces.
Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
You tell me I gotta read some books as well as fight some primals? Goddamn. Alright, but we're up to the challenge though.
You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned. As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan. I should also like to steal the services of an Archaeon or two.
Yeah, get some nerds.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Yeah, they need Archons to
allow me to offer
get
my
in there too.
assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
What about you two?
Alize and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking.
Of course, the more the merrier.
So me and Estinian and Thancred are going another
The
way?
rest of us will make the journey to Thavnair.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavnair on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
Ah, okay.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
The two people that have chilled with Estinian before. Fair enough.
Give me a moment afterwards.
The boy
and
squad.
I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
All right. We got a point and a header. Give me that armor. Decided to keep playing. Gaskin coat of fending. We're gonna look a little bit hodgepodgey for a while, but AO, it's fine. Kral's intent of uncovering the reason behind the Forum's despicable behavior. Is there anything else first? Oh wow, we get to choose. Shit. I kind of want to see what's up with the Forum first, and then we will chill with the lads. We'll chill with the lads in a bit, but I want to see what the hell's happening with Sharlayan first. That's immediately more interesting to me at the moment. And I want to get my bearings of the city more. An unsettling changes come over Sharlayan, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the Forum's callousness. As mentioned before, however, questioning the councillors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they're willing to divulge. Which is why I begin scouring Charlene's archive of historical records for any hint of the connection to the final days. Suffice to say that the progress has been slow. There's only so many dusty pages that one can skim through in one day. But now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside the Numenian, shall we? Exit the annex to the right. You'll find the archives on the eastern edge of the woods. You guys gotta say first. I've loved very much the subject of Razatan. This visit should be my first. It's nice to see how the Hanish mean to contend with the tower, differing as their magical and technological disciplines are they. Goes back to Thalafnir. Had I known earlier, I would have considered a more suitable attire. Yeah, it's gonna be very hot over there. Your armor is gonna be sweltering, my G. If I'm caught yawning, chat, I promise you, I am not bored. I am absolutely riveted to be playing this. I have had 3 hours sleep, and I'm on 3 coffees. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm caught yawning. It is not my intention. The voice is very, very tired. Ultimate Legend. Damn. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork for this one. Ooh, the Stadium. All these fancy weapons. Goddamn. Feel rather underdressed compared to all these other adventurers and all these other players. Hello, Kryle. My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you now stand beyond the doors of Numenion. Numenon. Excuse me. The Numenon, Charlene's greatest collection of books and tomes. This building is only the entrance. and one of many at that. The archives of Numenion extend deep beneath the surface like roots of the tree. Vast halls of the great Gubal library pale in comparison to Numen's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Charlene is free to enter and pursue its shelves. Well, most of its shelves. Only Archaeon afford access to certain restricted vaults. From dispatch Ishtola and Rahat to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alizé and Alphenol will continue my research to the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you're only permitted to browse through the first floor of the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books to touch upon Charlene's history or foreign policy. Your task will find and study any of the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will be far easier to spot than the clues that we're looking for. Okay. Let's be about it, shall we? I've told the others to meet at the stone benches over there once they find the more promising tomes. Happy reading! We're sitting here doing a bunch of nerd shit. Okay. Interesting. What we're looking for here. Read books on relevant subjects. Oh, this reminds me of going back to university and just finding stuff and reading stuff. The title once by and reads the story of Charlene. Read the book. Long, long ago on the island of Northern Sea, there lived a Rodigan man by the name of Nunkempf. Nunkempf was a student of astrology. He divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would ruin swept the lands of Eorzea. And so that he built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for that imperiled realm. The flood arrived unforetold. As to the horror of the strangely churning waters that drove people towards the ocean, it was there, however. The Nooncamp's crew hauled them aboard his ark, but as the danger not yet passed, a towering wave approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, Nooncamp wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship safely atop Abelatha's spine. Refugees of surrounding regions huddled there alongside them. It was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led them to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, Nooncamp gathered him and his crew and his grateful passengers and abandoned the ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast where they built a new ship. Upon returning to the northern seas, they landed on the beach of an island and settled upon that very spot. As settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Sharlayan that we live in today. Interesting. Red cover book. The Old Roads, the Colony. The Roads of Old, the Colony. Many years ago, on the banks of Thalak and the Draveni hinterlands, a Sharlayan colony once thrived. Settlement was originally established as a mere outpost to study the aetherical scene in 1311, the 6th astral era. The scholars dispatched to Eorzea found the facilities wanting. Their demands encouraged a gradual expansion in structures and services. As rumors grew of a growing community of academics, the area was further insulated with the Eorzean students hoping to share in the renowned wisdom of the Sharlayans. 50 years later, the forums passed a motion to recognize what had become a flourishing town as an official Sharlayan colony. The Eorzean residents took to calling the colony itself Sharlayan, which led to no small amount of confusion and discussions turned to the subject of the motherland. In response to some Sharlayan inhabitants, if pressed for a name, they would simply refer to as the Emporium. Following the Great Exodus, however, goblins and treasure hunters claimed themselves a corner of the abandoned colony and gave it another name, Idleshire. Following chapters introduce the most prominent features of Idleshire. This book does not mention the additional information on the forum or to cover the history of Sharlayan and the motherland in greater detail. Alright. So more just history kind of stuff. We're going to be eating all this history, chat. All of it. Voice of a growing city. In the years which followed the founding of Sharlayan, civic policy and other matters of importance were decided at the Esilia, public forum which is every citizen is allowed to speak. As the city's population grew, however, this format grew increasingly impractical. A larger number of participants gave rise to ever longer debates, resulting in significant days of vital resolutions. Various measures were introduced in an attempt to curtail protracted discussions, but in the year 201, the 6th astral era was ultimately decreed that Sharlayan would transition to a new form of governance. The nation would now be led with a body of 99 members, citizens chosen amongst their peers by means of a nationwide vote. Thus was the forum that we knew as today conceived and created. So it's basically America, but in like a very, very small amount of way, but with architecture more akin of Greek stuff. Interesting. And introductions to the heavens? Nani? Have you ever gazed at the skies above and contemplated the mysteries contained herein? Speak not of the shifting cloud patterns, but the vastness beyond, of the sun and the twinkling tapestry of the night. Some may think of the dome above us to be a finite space, yet among the leading thinkers of our age, the scholars' depiction of the boundless sea of stars has firmly taken root. Alas, this heavenly sea remains unreachable, unknown destination. There are few indeed who can explain in satisfactory detail why our own star is believed to revolve around the sun. It was the Technologicus of Alag who came the closest to understanding the laws which govern our starry abyss. It was they who launched Dalamud and sought to expand beyond our earthborn existence. Having read their ancient ambitions, I wonder, has your interest in this field of study waxed or waned? What if I were to tell you the eternal constellations were arranged differently in the distant past, so the positions continue to shift almost imperceptibly? But I don't know, that word's hard to read, chap, sorry. But measurably as we journey towards the future. Would it also shock you to learn that the stars drift further and greater apart, and may indeed to do so forever? Eager to learn more? This book is on the wrong subject. Search for something else. Okay. If they had any sense, they'd all be in the same spot. Clearly doing a terrible job. The title reads, Forever 20 Summers. My beloved seekers of knowledge, have you ever put learning before your health and neglected to feed your bodies as you should? I had an epiphany. All the world's resolved drives of reckless abandon, so we have so very few years of our life to achieve our goals. Let's share this mantra. For I am 20 summers young. The number itself is unimportant, but you may be 19, 23, or 40. Average may be when you discover this man, you let that be aspire to learn. Through mindful, healthful living, you shall spend the time available to spend upon your chosen research. Another day, another moon, another summer to grasp the truths you yet pursue. All pages you discover the ones are maintaining one's physical condition, biological, aetheriological, and arcane point of view. It's basically you need to fucking survive, dude. You've been hitting the books too much, and you all need to stop. Stewards of Wisdom. During the chaos of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, Archaeon Numcum, founder of Charlian, bore witness to the madness and savagery of man brought to the very brink of despair. Upon raising a settlement on the island of the Northern Empty, he instructed his people this: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason. The Charlians took the words to the heart of their savior and henceforth served as stewards of wisdom. On foundation of cumulative learning, they built a homeland unlike any other. A nation born on the strength of minds rather than the strength of arms. With the knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With the knowledge of agriculture came bountiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers and unending swabbles over water. Wealth of experience could be bartered for wealth and coin. And more their wisdom spread throughout the world, and the more mankind as a whole would thrive. And so it was that no matter the trials and tribulations of the age, the citizens of Charlian would live by the founder's teachings. For the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star, they would ensure the tools of war and with knowledge deliver the world. Again, a fundamental understanding of Charlian history and the foundation of the Forum. Head outside in the rendezvous area and wait for your companions. We have read book. I was about to say, is this like an infinite, like, going down? It goes down, 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 down. But not super deep. It's not like boundlessly deep in the ground, but it's still pretty deep regardless. Well, where are you? Oh my god, are you kidding me? How am I supposed to click on this? There we are. Hallelujah. Sorry, we waiting for long? No, we're fine. We fine. I just wanted to make sure I'd borrow at least a few promising tomes. Alphanald and Krell should be along shortly. I was late in a similar fashion. As far as I can see, no titles in the Archaeon stacks mentions the finals days specifically, so we had no choice but to start tangentially relevant tomes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare and share our discoveries as we find them. It would be nice to invite everybody to the estate. Plenty of comfortable places to read. And a ready supply of hot tea. Oh yes, I was always quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family's servants and ask how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alphinaud and I were to return to Charlian, we were not allowed to cross the threshold. Not allowed to go home at all. A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day. I'm certain of it. And what of you, Raha? Are you able to visit your family, or do they not live here in the city? Well, my situation is somewhat complicated. I was raised in Charlian, yes, but I was born rather further away. Really? We don't know anything about Graha, actually. In the southern reaches of Ilsabard, in fact. For generations, my people have dwelt in the Corvos, a coastal region, the opposite land of Thavnir. The Algans founded a city in that fertile land, and by ship brought the subjugated tribes of the Mikote to serve as laborers. They were like slaves to the Algans? Really? Of course, the massive earthquakes and the fourth umbral calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign. When the fifth calamity froze the seas solid, many of the tribes living in the Corvos braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Algan technology from being misused. Isn't Corvos under Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as the case for most imperial provinces, but Garlemald renamed the region Locus Amonas. Amonas, Chad! But when I was a boy, a near town came to the jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the noble house of Darnus. I don't recognize that one. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Algan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. Oh wow. For some time already, voices in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Algan eye no longer passed in our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Alag. As the last child born with the Algan eye, I was given over to the custody of friends and the students of Baldessian, who registered me as a Charlian citizen. It was for his safety. I never even considered. Forgive me, it was an unkind question. Even Thancred was taken in by Archaeon Louisoix, was he not? Stories of adopted waifs and rescued orphans are more common around Charlians than you might think. Yet, regardless of our origins, we're all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient precipitancy, we outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archaeon. That's exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish it to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear. Another good reason to get to the bottom of the Forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse me while I try to make some headway into these books, Suika. More company should be arriving any moment now. Yeah, what's Alphinaud and what else got? Are we still waiting? I believe we are. Oh my god, there's so many people. Oh my fucking god, you actually stood in front of them, you asshole. Don't be so fucking greedy to stand on top of it. Which button do I hold again to like let me click on it directly? right there. Oh my fucking god, really? You assholes. Holy shit. Biggest challenge of my fucking life right now is just finding this build that to click on. It's fucking Lalafell's in the way. There we go. Holy crap. Everybody's just rushing over here to find this spot. Crawling off and all. We return with our selections. Although I must say the pickings were slim indeed. Mistress Kryle has already flicked through every history book devoted to the disasters and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we'll be looking into research papers on umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unprecedented source. Speaking of which, let me ask you a few questions related to the final days. I am the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarat firsthand, and I fear I may be looking over critical details. Yeah, Amarat. The vision that Emmett Selt conjured up at the final days. Why thanks. Now, where to begin? First things first. What kind of phenomenon did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh? Monsters. Complete devastation of creation magics. Primals with unrivaled power were summoned from the aether. Creation magic's going awry. Completely and utterly awry. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc in all manner of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in the terrible, tangible fashion, meteors raining from the sky, fires erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might be able to find something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Ishtola summarizes the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated from the Ascians. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? Say it began with a keening sound from the land itself. Ah yes, the Amarotines spoke of it, didn't they? We never did hear the sound ourselves, of course, thrust as we were in the midst of the madness. But it seems that each and every one of the catastrophes was preceded by an ominous note. Eventually it resounded all across the star, and not even Amarat was spared. It was the ground crying out, you say? To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, and quite possibly loud, and probably very loud. I often speak with the Numenons Mammoths, and ask for any books where we should make any mention of a sound. Last but not least, could you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? They literally summoned Zodiark. They literally summoned Zodiark, the first primal, to save them from the apocalypse. And when Zodiark's powers grew out of control and too tyrannical, they summoned someone summoned Heidelin to stop them. They summoned Zodiark, the first primal. Yes, with Elidibus serving as his heart. So many gave themselves and sacrificed to bring him into being. Because it was half their nation, half of their people every single time to summon Zodiark. They used their own essence to bring him into being. It was half of the Ascians, and then another half until there was a fourth left, and then one more. And then one more, so 1/8 of the Ascians remained. And once that 1/8 happened, they summoned Hydaelyn. So like if I recall, 1/16 remained, with Azim serving as Hydaelyn's heart. And we're not sure if Hydaelyn's heart still is alive or not, but I think they're using her likeness. I can't wait to be fucking dead. I've just been trying to go to a fucking job. Everyone keeps billing me for shit I can't even get trained to work for the 100 pays. Yo, I'm sorry to hear about that, Crisp. God damn, that sucks, bro. I'm just thankful I live in a country where it doesn't have all these bills and stuff and like all the rest of it. Not that I don't have things to pay for, mind you, but it's not as nearly as bad as America. And we don't know how Zodiark brought salvation to Star, only that his godlike only by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. And then once the balance redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifices to heal the ravages of the final days. Life sprouted anew, and these fledgling souls were intended to render onto Zodiark a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Vernat and her followers not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Oh, Vernat was the one, I believe. Vernat of the seat of Azim. The 14th seat of the council, or whatever that was. Thank you, both of you. Thank you for both of you for the detailed review. I feel much more confident in my understanding of the events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telophori truly mean when they wanted to bring back the final days. Chris, don't talk with that shit in my chat, please. That's a little too far. That's a little too far. I need to purge that. That's not a cool thing to say, dude. That's not a cool thing to say. But it's simply using the final days as a figure of speech. A convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash. All this is pointless at this conjuncture of this stage. Let us return to our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Y'shtola. But 'tis time that we began studying these research papers. Are we waiting? Yeah, we're still waiting. More waiting. So many ultimate legends here. No bunny boys though. I'm surprised. I'm surprised actually. But then again, I guess no one wants to remake their character and log back in. Even if because they don't want to wait for the queue time, so we'll probably see more bunny boys in the next couple of days. Am I the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archaeon's stacks produced one or two possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get my hopes up. If you recall, Oriange learned of the source's reflections from the Gerun oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, the tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away within the Great Gubal Library. 'Tis even less likely that the knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. Very true. It stands to reason that my colleagues, be the Archons or Counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortunat on the knowledge of the Telophori and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us, which only supports the conclusion whatever privileged wisdom is guided the Forum's behavior is being kept from the kept secret from the rest of the nation. They know shit that we don't. Not that I mean to excuse myself from the reading duty. Whether they contain a mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. Yeah, I suppose. I'll stay here and read some damn books with you. But I'd rather swing my sword, swing my sword. Is it we're getting a meanwhile? You labor for what feels like an age as Y'shtola's research assistant. Speak with Kryl. Hi, Kryl. Hello, friend. Oh dear, you look exhausted. What about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subject I mentioned? Yeah. Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a moment at the reference desk should point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest having a well-deserved rest. You might be occupied with our research for quite some time. Horse chestnut footlocker. It helps if I unlock my lockers first. Boots. There is Boots. Yo, Alize, what up? Alize appears to be in a desperate need of a study break. You know what? I'm gonna take like 5 minutes chat. I'm gonna go grab myself some noodles or something. I wonder if we can find a more quiet place. Let's see if we can find a more quiet place away from everybody so you guys aren't just hearing like a bunch of noise. How do I change my pose? I want to change my pose. My god, if I'm standing still, I want to change my pose. Ah, whatever. I'm gonna sit. What point was it? We're gonna sit here and chill for a bit. Right. I am off to go grab a snack. I'll be back as soon as I can, chat. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new, drop a follow. If you watch on YouTube, make sure to skip this part to the next part. Probably like 5 or 10 minutes in the future. All right, guys. Catch you guys in a bit. BRB. Alright, we're back, chat. Thank you so much for waiting. Sorry that took too long. We had a spicy shin cup noodle and we consumed it with gusto. But my mouth is currently on fire, so you'll have to excuse me. You'll have to excuse me for a bit, chat. Excuse me, goddamn. But we're good now. Right, I believe we have to talk to allies. Yeah, there you are. Alcee is in desperate need of a study break. Ready for debrick, Suka? I know I am. Also, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around a bit. You know the last stand down by the harbor? The last stand down by the harbor, don't you? Come meet me there near the outside tables. I'll treat you to a coffee. It's quite good. They have coffee there? Oh yeah. Can we get addicted to caffeine like I am in real life? Because if we get addicted to caffeine like in real life, that'll solve many issues. We did return this, right? We did not. All things in Charlian, hell yeah. Ooh yeah. We did our homework. Homework has been done. Hello, Alice. As busy as ever, I see. I very Charlian that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete with its customers. It actually gives me an idea. We'll place an order. Why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telophoroi. May I learn something new? I'm gonna give it a try. Alcee now accompanying you. Usual shenanigans. Go over here first. What do you think? Wait, what? What is it? Can a man not enjoy a private moment of respite? We'll share a table and I see you look elsewhere. Misunderstood answer. Was me wondering if you knew of the Telophoroi, the enemies of peace have promised to end all told dear, and wait, you're that Livy Lyra girl, aren't you? And this woman is with you as opposite foreigner. I've heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge in the barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've not to say the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. It was foolish of me to expect an ooze of civility from one so enlightened. Oh, Zuko. Damn, that's rough, dude. Feels bad, man. Everyone out here talking shit. I don't know if you've had the pleasure. Interruption. I was hoping you'd share your thoughts on Telophoroi, their unconscionable plans. Oh my goodness, it isn't the young Leveler girl. Apologies, but I work in the offices of the forum, and if word reached Master Fortunata I was helping you. I see. We're sorry to bother you. Jesus! Been so not nice. Being so not nice. Big Angie. That's random. What can I get for you today? Oh no, it's Starbucks. It was literally Starbucks. They got the little swivel instead of like something else, but it's still green. Oh no. This is the Starbucks McDonald place. Let's just Alice say. I see. My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the stadium. It was like an age ago now. I remember hearing you and Master Elf nodded at Silver Eorzea, but you never came back. And let this gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything all right at home? No. It's complicated. I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with the situation quite so quickly. Everyone has opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Levelure. No matter how discreet Master Fortunaut may have been, knows your family's doings never stay secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings us back to the city now of all times? Oh, give me 1 second, chat. I need to blow my nose real quickly. It's gonna be gross. Give me like 1 second. Sorry about that, chat. Notice has been blown. We can continue. You've heard of the apocalypse known as the final days? No, he has not. What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. But what's this? That's what you're here to find? Information of this apocalypse? Yes. Whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was a way I could help. Maybe there is a way. You're a visitor to Charlian, aren't you? Yeah. If you will know your face. We could pass you off as a server, with none being the wiser. We just finished preparing orders. Strike up some friendly conversation when you're setting down some food. You may be able to get the answers you need. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? I can serve some coffee in an apron. Don't worry about it. That's just bait. It's bait for the fan art. That's the spirit. Pay attention now, golden. Now explain where each of these dishes should go. The tea set is for the chatty group at the water's edge. The omelets from the regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisela, when she's sitting outside the table with a friend of hers. From behind them, she had Mikote gentleman. You have the oven-baked lobster. Oven-baked lobster, ew. I mean, not ew, but like, wow, they make lobster here? I thought they made burger. I thought they made burger. What's my what's my goddamn thing again? It's a mat at the back for the lobster, right? Group of friends is a tea set. Is it love for who? I'm sorry, never heard of them or the final days. As a somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events, now you want to hear about the ritual Archaeon practices of the 6th Ancestral Era, common or esoteric. We're happy to talk your ear off. No one knows, do they? The omelet. For 6-8, no time to dig in. Let's not wait. What's happening here? Wow, that guy's got like 12 different things, and she's just got that. It's a Loferoy. Ah yes, I've never seen the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim at the end of the world? Same old senseless warmongering. All these old fools get tired of spilling each other's blood. Let's stay out of it, I say. Ford made the right choice, and I fully support the decision to remain neutral. They don't know how grand and how bad the scale is, do they? They've got no crew. Big Lobster. Alas, the Big Lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved enough to be able to afford this heavenly dish. Oh, days. This is the first I've heard of it. So that would explain my friend has been rushed off his feet. Must be a busy time to be a gleaner. Gleaner? You don't know what a gleaner is? Well, they're a collector of sorts. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Charlian. Priceless books, and unusual live specimens, so forth. So the name for these people have been betrayal after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain that was missed. Aye, but all accounts, gleaning is the most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Telophroi make it on these audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harp and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in and from the docks every day. It's never been this hectic before, not like this. So, the final days are upon us. The larger populace doesn't really know what the dangers are. And all the while, people are running around scavenging bits and bobs from all over the world. It's, from what I gather, what I'm guessing, chat, is that they are preparing for the end of the world by not telling anybody, hiding off in the corner of the world and hoping the end doesn't come to them, and like preserving bits and bobs of culture and technology from all around the world. It looks like they're literally just waiting, hoping that they're taking the Shaun of the Dead approach. They're chilling here with a pint here at the last stand and hoping it all blows over, quite literally. Any trouble with the customers? You able to get anyone talking? Oh, for sure. Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days aside from whatever the vague news that the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to order, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the forum does have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job in ensuring that no one whispers it in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing your part so well. Here, a cup of coffee I promised. Some coffee, Let's get our drinks elsewhere, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossip of the waggling tongues. I can't believe we just ordered Starbucks in Final Fantasy. I can't believe we actually just ordered Starbucks, fam. But it do be like that sometimes. That's the hunt board. Hello, Alize. This will do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight. Oh, just sitting here. Oh, poor Alize. Snarbucks.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Big sad.
It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant.
Mm.
Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Charlian? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length.
Yeah, but if that was
Perhaps
the case...
Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family.
Yeah, a little bit.
If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
You're all too stubborn. Oh, these are the things that they're transporting. The Gleamers. What if we could hop on a boat and see where this goes and what they're doing with all of this?
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
Labyrinthos? Nani? What is that?
A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples.
Okay.
Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat.
Mm-hmm.
Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual?
Yeah, it's like they were gathering
I think
bits
they're
from everything.
the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the forum.
Mm-hmm.
If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the forum is planning.
Yeah. We just need to steal a boat. How quickly can we get kicked out of the city? How quickly can we get in trouble? Probably very quickly. Probably very quickly, and I'm up for the challenge. Alize, a labyrinthian descent. Alize is excited to share her revelations. Tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go head into Numenon, and I'll go join you in a moment. Master Decken will want his compass back. Oh yeah, we can't leave that behind. Oh wow, this makes it so much easier. It's over there. Oh, that's so much easier to teleport. Wow. A visual cue makes it so much easier. All the sages are coming out of the woodwork now. Oh, Max, Suika. Been for a walk and come back rejuvenated, eh? Ah, Zach, we did some impromptu investigating and turned up some information on the Gleaners. Yes. In short, hoes being sus. Hoes being sus indeed. Makes sense. The Gleaners take their request directly from the institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and cargo, it certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let's see what theory we can build from the facts. As Y'shtola observed earlier, the Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Suika and Alize have learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that the Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain the destruction being perpetrated by the Telophori is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Furthermore, the forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. Now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it a stretch to conclude the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves. If we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. What should we expect down there? Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I'd like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to each is returned to its proper place. That'd be a great help. Thank you, Raha. Let's head down the stairs over there. And I'll show you where the entrance is. Okie dokie. Over here? Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you find the path a little bit disconcerting. I'll take the lead. Stay close. Follow Alzay and try not to get too far behind. I forget which button is to walk. Oh, can I right click follow? I can't follow, damn. Oh, it's that key. How do we run? Try to keep up? Really? I will leave this first company so people don't fucking talk to me if I'm doing this. Up here, huh? The Rasta. Oh, behind the Rasta? Or, ah, for here. Okay, okay. Through the door and down the stairs. You didn't return to the shard up here, right? Otherwise it'll make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise you should keep moving. There we go. Hey, Stola. How did the form learn of the final days, and how exactly much do they know? More to the point, what do they intend to do about it? Hopefully the answer to at least one of those questions lies below. Oh my god, that noise. How do we... Notification sounds. Holy shit. Free company. Off. There we go. Thank Christ. Sorry about that, chat. I don't want to hear beep boop noises whenever I goddamn breathe in this game. Well, here now, we're taking the liberty of securing permissions for our group's descent. Alright, everyone, down the lift we go. Alright. Let's see the Labyrinthian.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation.
What on earth?
Knowledge, buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Labyrinthos. Not the Labyrinthian, that's a book. Undertale music, please.
Not like what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing.
It's like, hey yo, bro, can I copy your homework, please? I'm sure we're not gonna. I'll make it obvious so we didn't copy. Da 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 da. It's ridiculous. Hey yo, bro, let me copy your homework real quick. I'll make it obvious. I swear to God.
But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Wow.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Yeah. All sorts of them.
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today.
Yay.
It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Ah.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Let's procure some knowledge from these bozos. Trial?
Did you call to me just now?
No. Maybe Heidelin.
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
No, it's already happening. That's foreboding. Big time foreboding. That's a lot of peepsies. A bunch of chocobos doing something. Whoa. Super cool though. Yo, Dobbin, what's up, my G? What I'm doing? Hauling books and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos. You know, tidy up the inventory. I've never seen an operation like this though. They just did one a few summers ago even. And then without no warning at all, this mess gets dropped into our laps. Orders on from high. Damn if I know the reason. We could be changing out the layout, preparing for the next big expansion. Yeah. A bunch of sussy shit going on right now. Let me think. The race seeds should be in item 1058. Human seeds are 1059. Snuzzleberries are 1060. Or were they 1061? Oh, my head feels like stuff with Mako grasp. Why more loads to take in than they can carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Corthan carrots for the Garabalian carrots? What then? Doing all sorts of stuff over here. Whoa, that's a big place. Is it me or does that look like fucking Midgard? Bunch of pillars in a big circle. Probably just me being Final Fantasy VII nerd again. Nay, I'm not shrinking my duties. I've not been down here in an age and I wish to get my bearings for what I'm bumbling about. What I can see, there is not obviously out of place. It seems we have to resort to discreet inquiries as usual. Hey yo, what up? You here to help or get more headaches? Because you don't have the look of a gleaner, and I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues is so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I have a pack of marmots running loose. Marmots running loose. Stuff from every single thing of every single possible area. Interesting. Luxuika, what the clearers have to tell you. Massive inventory rotation in Lampros. Large quantities of cargo. Bunch of exhaust work. Everyone's been working to exhaustion. So, and this grand operation began without warning. And every item they bring in, they're sending for more inventory. And every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That will explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. You're right, the foreman's definitely up to something. They're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. Well, appears to be lost in thought. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who tasked them to do it. If you're a game, Suika, I have an idea. What's the idea? Didn't one of the Gleaners you say question something about escaped marmots? Well, if you were to help him capture said creatures, he might be inclined to a little bit more friendly and enlightening conversation. In the meantime, I'll turn my charms on this Gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting. Gotcha. Wood glow? Interesting. Has a glowy part to it. Ernaville. Oh, that's our first bunny boy. That's the first bunny boy we've seen. NPC wise. Shall we feed the marmots? Nothing suitable to pay you for your services. We're going to help out of the goodness of your heart. I welcome the assistance. Yeah, let's go for it. Another bunny boy there. Name is Erinville, friend. Specialist in the collection of live specimens. As for the capture of these Nagshan marmots is a trial I've had no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For mercy, there's no other marmot species on this tier at present, so there's no mistake finding your little fugitives. Come across any, stuff them in the sack. Put them in the sack. Yo, Devin, welcome to the stream, my dude. How you doing today, man? Will you begin, we wonder? Not seeing any scamping around here, so you need to widen your search into this running forest. Hi, sorry? What do you mean? What are you saying sorry for? Got no reason to say sorry, man. Hopefully you've been doing good. Young guard, there are beasts out there you wouldn't hesitate to prey on a marmot, are you? For being late? Oh, it's fine, Devin. Don't worry about it. Been streaming for 4 hours. Although, honestly, I want to try to go as long as I can, but I could do with taking a nap. I could really do with taking a nap, not gonna lie. Wow, 2 of them. Charlie and Hamlet. And an Archaeon. The Archaeon? Unattuned, okay. What the hell? That's the level 80 troll. There's a big boy. Yeah, Devin, hopefully you're doing good. We're having a ball of a time playing the new expansion for Final Fantasy XIV. It's very good. The spiciness hasn't happened yet per se. Oh, the music sounds awesome though. Grizzled mouse. They barely readied the sack when the grizzled mouse scarpers off into the underbrush. We gotta go after the moose. The moose has got to be somewhere. The moose is on the loose. Where are you, little bastard? Probably over there where everyone else is. Turn up the music. There we go. Squeak, where's bag? Bag, 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 bag. Rat sack. In you go. Ah! We missed the mouse. We gotta go catch it. Damn it. Where is this mouse? Up here, maybe? There you are. Rat sack. Get in the bag. Excellent. What are they doing with all these beasts anyway? Troll's just clumping away. Doing his own thing. It's like a big grumpy doggy. Big old grumpy dog. Go Erinville. Here you go. Ah, there's the odd mammoth out. For a moment, I put our friends in the holding cage. Thankfully, the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolation, but it's too soon for them to be released into their habitat. It's a good thing it'll recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. Who tasked you to catch them in the first place? Why, the authority in charge of the Labyrinthos, now and in perpetuity. Same officials who've been working day and night as of late. and day and night of late. The honorable members of the forum, who else? Suitable for consumption and easy to breed. Those were the two conditions I was given for the stock out. Suitable for consumption and easy to breed. The two conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. They're stocking up. They're looking to literally weather out the storm. I don't know what the forum is planned for these creatures, but at the very least, a debt will be served for dinner today and tomorrow. There you are, Suika. This cleaner you mentioned? The one looking for the lost mammoths? Yeah. Interesting company you keep. Who are you folk, anyway? I'm Kral, the student of Baldessian, and these are my associates. Truth be told, the forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That's why we made the descent into the Labyrinthos. We hoped that by seeing these decisions put into action, we might be more fully understand the reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. The animals, other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry they can't offer you any more for your services. No worries. Later, dude. I like your backpack. It's very cool. Did you learn anything from a friend there? They're stocking up livestock. They're setting up to wait at the storm. So we've confirmed that the order is this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the forum. However, the gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. I'd say it fits with everything we've heard thus far. We've also discovered when the operation was begun, the forum contacted the Gleaners Guild ship and put their people to this great work some 4 days after the Telophri made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners kept abreast of the news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Gleaners keep abreast of the news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus, some inclined to trust their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives me the distinct impression this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive reconstruction of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making. They were but awaiting the right time to put it into effect. Interesting. So, the plan to reorganize everything and make sure they were good for this particular plan to be happening has been set in stone for a while. However, it was only put into planning after the Telophri announced they were literally going to end the world. And in response, Charlian has started this 4 days after the Telophri made that declaration. Which means that they're looking for an excuse to shut themselves off for the rest of the world. Or they're being influenced by the Archaeans beforehand, and they knew that this was going to happen eventually. Telophri's declaration was what set it all in motion. Seems most likely, but let's not jump to conclusions just yet. As for the moment, I suggest we gather a wide investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we are yet to find. In that case, how about we head over to the Archaeon? From here we can reach the lower... Kyle, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. The sudden descent has just left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Nothing will stop me from soldiering on. Let us be about it then. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I can remember the way to the Archaeon. That is the ringing noise, isn't it? That's the ringing noise before the end of the world happens. It was written in the books. It was what the ancient Archaeans told us. You'd hear ancient a massive ringing noise, a crescendo that started from the lowest oceans and then pierced the heavens. We had to pass east, follow the forest. We were chasing that mouse, or mammoth, was it? Anyway, so the trolls need to watch out for. Gotcha. We'll go for a little bit longer. Mornville Forest, wow. Very, very cool place. Oftenol. Behold, the Archaeon. As the Numenon serves as Charlene's literary archive, so does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture, too, is similar. This building you see is merely the upper entrance. The access point is to the vault is carved into the cliffside itself. Interesting. Those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as detailed records to which to describe them. In manner of speaking, the Archaeon contains a physical history of Charlene's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. Cool stuff. Yeah, it is carved into it. Carved into the wall. Oftenol is gazing into the Archaeon with an appraising look. I won't learn of anything of value standing out here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. Da 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 na 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 na. So many perfect legends running around. Hello, Mr. Custodian. Greetings. We're here to peruse the Archaeon's vaults. Peruse? You're clearly not gleaners, then. Then I might ask your affiliation? We belong to the student cell of Baldacian, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those were open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Interesting. Not us, then. I suppose we better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? But may we make at least use of that? No? That service has also been suspended, I'm afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. So wait, so this is as far as we can go? Apologies for the inconvenience. Please come again after our reconstructing operation is concluded. At that time it'll be too late. We're so close to getting answers. I think we need to rethink our approach. Let us step aside for a moment, shall we? Now, before you start, like, beating up people, Alizar. Students of Baldacian. Oof. They don't like us. They don't like us at all. What a bunch of snot-nosed so-and-sos. We're at an impasse. As we have no other leads, let's pursue this one further. I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed with heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. It's likely that people in this area are involved with reconstructing in one way or another. If we were to integrate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely there's someone needing a few strong backs to lighten the load. Alright. If in doubt. There you are. Where are you, worker? What's that? Take you down the lift with me? Sorry, not a chance. I've been up and down all day and only have finally had a moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out of the gate here though. Shouldering a heavy pack, engaged in some sort of matter of task. He'll be heading down below after he's done with whatever he's doing. Alright, so there is somebody. You know, it'd be good if we actually like attuned to this aetherite. So pretty looking. It's a bemused student. Am I taking the left? Oh no, we're just students. They wouldn't let us into the Archaeon, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere. But it was wandering about tranquility, so we had to donate it to the vaults. Squeal, squeal. Oh, to squeal, don't you think? I suppose I'll have to take care of it until the Archaeon is open again. That's a person in there, isn't there? First we escaped one of the research laboratories, but when we reported to the study, and they were just as dumbfounded as we were. It is truly a newly discovered species, and our names appear in a gazette. Squeal, squeal, squeal. My guess is those Lalaporos, which are like the I think they're the rabbit versions of the Lalafels. I bet they're in there somewhere. Bet money that's who it is. Oh, hello. This guy's having some trouble. Why? We'll frighten it away. It's not the cat, is it? Oh, Skin, sorry, but I don't mean to be rude, but in the middle of another task. The Cloudkin I need to capture is very close. Cloudkin? Wish to help me with this? You spend your time in usual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal is common gathering spot for birds of all kind, but one here I'm today after is the hornbill. Its feathers are green, it cries a distinctive caw. Single it and shoot it with this sleeping dart. Oh, it's another shooty thing. The effects are short-lived. It's a lie in wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. The surroundings and shoot. Look for the cause. Cuckoo. I think it's the caw. This one? It's also green. Yeah, we got the bird. We got the bird. Bird has been vanquished. We got the bird.
A fair shot.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
Alright. Why is it voice acted though? Unless it becomes like an important scene. Must be.
There you are. Any new revelations?
Yeah, this is being voice acted.
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill.
Yeah.
I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Good point, Alize. Why are they chasing after creatures? Are they doing a Forerunner thing in Halo and categorizing everything and then repopulating the entire land?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really.
Oh, what is it?
Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose.
Remove specimens no longer needed for study or those with difficult raising.
Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties.
Mm-hmm.
But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
What for?
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum.
And why is that?
The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth.
The dark underbelly of Charlian.
Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
Wow, that sounds miserable.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation.
Mighty sus, though.
But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
Where have I heard Mericidia before? I've heard that somewhere. I forget, though. I forget.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species, too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
Oh, they are planning on rehabilitating.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
True, but I'm pretty set on them pulling a Forerunner from Halo. After the planet has been cleansed clean of all life, and the Charlians have found a way to literally remove themselves from reality by like 1,000 years and then repoof themselves into existence, they'll like repopulate the planet with everything. I would not be surprised.
That's all it is, so. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
That's alright. Fine. It's all good.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your
assistance.
Oh.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift.
Oh.
I will, of course, follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
Do you know
How
anything?
do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down.
Climbing down?
This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos.
Dungeon!
While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you'd do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Good day to you, bunny boy. Thank you for the very, very good information.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
I kind of want my characters to get that backpack. That backpack looks suave. Looks really cool. It'd be nice to have an adventure with an actual backpack on their shoulders. Deeper into the maze, eh? This way direction. This place is very cool, though. Very, very cool. Oh, they're carrying a box. What are you up to? Entrance to the mine shaft. It's fate to hear something moving within. Creatures homed there by the researchers, you think? Well, Slathern beats his sides, we should watch our footing. We should hasten our straps before we can continue. There we go. Ozzy seems to eager to get underway. Assuming everyone is tightened their straps and check their gear, then I suggest we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, it's be wise to leave some distance between us. We want some stumbling over each other when it comes to a fight. Take it slow and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. Okay, so it's not a dungeon. It's just a cave. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh wow, that feels much more responsive. They were right about the updates. This way direction. This way direction. Onward we go. Hey, we made it through. Hell yeah. What's that outfit? God damn. That's some drip. Almost made it through without incident. Nothing, of course. Nothing of consequence, at least. As promised, the tunnels lowered us into the medial circuit. As I recall, this year's we get a large variety of samples for agricultural production. If Erenville's assumption holds true that specimens being collected in preparation of a great migration, we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. Music is strangely reminiscent of Made in Abyss, actually. The idle music reminds me of the first level of Made in Abyss. I'd probably bet money that it was an influence. The fauna and fauna are very similar too. The cliffs being what they are as well. What is this? What's this? Pumpkins, everything, grains, all sorts of stuff. Now I know where we are. This is Merrill Agromatics. Labyrinthos is host a wide variety of vegetation which allows us to conduct our studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. It is in this facility that coordinates and oversees the efforts. The fruits of the research goes to feed the Labyrinthos colleagues, so I hear. More notable successes might make it to Agora. Foods so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they would taste. Indeed. Mystery vegetables without a name, only with the list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, but these workers seem to share that sense of urgency. It's possible to know something of the former's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? Yeah, absolutely. See what we can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same to cast or cast about for useful clues. So by my estimations, chat, the final days, my opinion, will not commence until we have finished both of the Baldessian and the Razataz storylines. And then after that we'll have a storyline which leads into the final days. That's my guess. I do hazard a guess, chat. Hello there. Weren't expecting visitors. Not with use of the lift being restricted. How did you get down here anyway? Oh, we walked. my chapter say? Well, you're much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of our fields, but I'm afraid the forum has us filing order lists for a mile long. Massive yet detailed requests. Literal wagon loads of crop supplies. Hardly any time to put them together. The first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed that we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. I'm making the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds that we've already thoroughly researched. That's strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation. I was met with vague assurances that all be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. Yep, they're pulling a forerunner. They're literally doing what the forerunners are doing. I'm calling it now. Hey, do I ought to be taken down below? More than I can carry and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via cargo lift, but some has to be earmarked and for aerial transport. Hence the stack of crates on the hill over there. Gods, hauling up that slope was the job in half. Some things can only be moved by air. Interesting. Our costs are raising? Well, as you can see, this is a variety of grape. It only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising, given that it's native to a particular locale upon the very place in which the Labyrinthos was modeled. A region in the south of Isambard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for a myriad of flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give a suave for temperate plains, which in turn transition to hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect. Used to be Carvos before the Imperials named it Locus Amonas. Locus Amonas. The forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment. One of those climates we strove to create within the confines of Labyrinthos. It since provided rich foundation for countless experiments in cultivation. Investigate the sussy boxes. A stray tomato. Interesting. Those in the crates tell the story. Bundles of common seeds, saplings, accompanied by sheaves of reports. Interesting. What do we got here? What are those? They glow with an etherealness.
Hard to look away, isn't it?
Huh?
But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
Heart blooms?
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true.
Ambient emotions, huh?
This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders.
Ah.
Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair.
Oh.
Yet even with the collected wisdom of Archaeon at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect.
Hmm.
And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration.
Alright.
As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Alright, interesting.
Have you learned aught of interest?
Yeah, these flowers are pretty cool.
A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we fail to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Krell's been pulling faces and doing stuff. Is she still hearing noises in her head?
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
Yeah, like they're gonna say anything to you two. What was that noise?
Isn't that the entrance to the Archaeon?
Who just walked out of that? Oh, it's my boy.
Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Could ask what that report was.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member? Or at least a close associate?
Yeah, they gotta know something.
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
Yeah. I'm prepared to do a Final Fantasy VII and climb through the vents and listen to conversations.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
We don't know what's going on here. We need to know who's sus.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
Oh, Kryl?
Kryl?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
What's up with you, Kryl?
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
What's happening with Kryl? She's like spacing out.
almost. I can almost reach you.
Might be something to do with Heidelin. Because it was only with great taxation that Heidelin spoke to us directly. I've seen Corral so distracted. Forget me, attention has been elsewhere. We're going Erenville, weren't we? Yeah, we were. But chat, I am going to I'm gonna take a little break. I'm feeling like I need a nap. Boy needs a midday nap, I think, and then we'll reboot up the stream in about maybe 3 hours, 2 hours or so, after I get some shut eye. Because we only got 3 hours of sleep last night. We were way too excited, and now I'm feeling a little bit like I'm not taking in as much. But we will be back in later on in the day. For everyone who's watching on YouTube, thank you all so much for watching. Do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. It's free, especially if you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV content. We're putting all of Shadowbringers up. I think all Shadowbringers is actually up already. And of course, all Endwalker is going to be up as well on the channel as soon as we can. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, it's Scruffy from the Chimpet. And I'll see you guys next time. You have a good one. And everyone else on the stream, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in a bit, in a couple of hours, for more Final Fantasy XIV. I'll see you guys later. Peace.